We are live! Welcome back, our little chatterboxes! Yay! This is a strange face right here. Yeah, I'm a little weird tonight. Don't mind me. I'm a little weird every night. So, my hat is falling off. Oh, by golly! You don't want my hat to fall off. There's a special reason why this hat is on. Okay, so we're going to be discussing a lot of things tonight. Hopefully somebody will tune in. But oh well, they can always catch it on the recap. You like my hat? Hi, Linda! You like my cap, Linda? My witch's goofy cap. I'll play it in a little bit. It does some shit. So we always start off with Gabriella and the fun state facts/laws. So go ahead, Gabriel.
So the first one is in Kentucky, a woman cannot marry the same man 4 times.
Can she 5? But
But I guess that makes sense. They're like, you fucked up 3 times already.
So yeah, why would you want to a 4th? Why would you want to a 2nd time? Third? That's a little crazy. 4th time, yeah, that's a little insane.
Second one, in Louisiana, it's illegal to send surprise pizza.
Oh crap! I'd be disappointed if somebody wanted to send me a pizza. I would say that would be nice.
I've done that one. Unless I'd read ahead and
You probably read ahead because you didn't read that one before. Somebody can send me a surprise pizza. But we're not in Louisiana. What does that say?
Well, we sure do wish this would happen more to us, but sending an unprompted pizza is actually considered harassment in Louisiana. Triple check your address if you live in the Pelican State, or else you may be handling over $500 fine.
Holy shit, a $500 fine for sending somebody a pizza.
I guess it kind of makes sense in like a mob type of way. Like if you work with the mob or something and you have a buddy that sends you pizza, it could be infused with drugs.
It could be, but most people that send somebody a pizza by surprise, it's a good thing. They're doing it as a nice thing. I don't know.
Right, and the third one. Delta Park.
Okay,
in Maine, it's illegal to park in front of a Dunkin' Donuts. This law was enacted because the coffee and donut chain is a hot spot and the parking lot can turn into a mega traffic jam. That makes sense.
Makes sense.
It's kind of stupid, but
kind of, yeah.
Like if you have a coffee donut shop, you're gonna be packed. So that's stupid.
Yeah, most of them. Coffee's popular. People coming in, welcome. Where they be? Where they be? Linda,
who's here? Say your name. Spill it.
Come on, peeps. Come on. Dylan, where the hell are you at?
That might be the second person.
Dylan?
Dylan, if you're here, say hi.
Dylan. Dylan. You couldn't come up with a subject for us to talk about, so you better make an appearance. Dylan. Right now.
Right now.
Right now, mister. There it is. There goes my sugar.
Roll call.
Roll call. Where's B Squared? Where's Michael? Angelina, I know, has had to take some meds, and she usually at this time, I think, has to take her meds, so I can excuse her. Where's everybody at? Come on, I got my special hat on for y'all.
She got her special hat on.
I got my special hat on for y'all. And we even have Pee-wee over here waiting to lurk into.
She being good today.
You weren't, right?
Well, now he is.
He's giving me to eat.
He's giving you to eat.
Oh, they're being bad in there. So if you hear our dogs. Okay, before we start, I want to send out to all of our friends in the South. I hope all of you are okay. You just went through some really, really nasty storms. The weather down there, from what I'm hearing, isn't really going to get much better because there's a couple other storms that's, I guess, brewing up that could possibly hit. Just know that we care, stay safe, and just wish and pray for the best that you don't get hit. Well, there's a reason for this. You want to see the reason for the hat, Linda? There's a reason for it. 'Cause it's not just any old hat. Dog, shut up. Let me see. And so be it.
Voila!
Voila! So there we go. I will take my special hat off now. If anybody wants an encore, please. Gabra, that's gone. A hell of a lot better on you than it did on me. That's for sure.
Oh, it's just the back of it. Oh well. No, no, leave
Yeah,
it.
yeah, the buttons on the one side, you can feel it's thick. There's a
Leave it.
spidey there.
There.
A spider. Sound gone. No sound? Don't we have any sound? Can you hear us?
She said come back.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
That's probably from when we lost it.
Yeah, we lost internet because of stupid, our internet really sucks big bononky to bonkies. Whatever that may be. Do you know what that may be?
B-square!
B-square! Well, hello there! You just missed the hat. Gabriella, you're going to have to play it for B-square.
No.
Okay, we're going to be talking about a lot of things here tonight. We kind of we wanted to do a live, but no, we couldn't agree on. There's so many things that we could discuss, but we wanted to first start off with weather predicting animals. So, as everybody knows, the big one in Pennsylvania is Punxsutawney Phil, and he is the groundhog that every February 2nd, they literally reach in his den and pull him out to see if he sees a shadow or not, and he predicts if we're going to have more winter weather or an early spring. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm always happy. Well, I try to be anyhow, Linda.
He is happy.
I'm very happy.
Eric's here.
Eric can tell about Punxsutawney Phil. He likes Punxsy. You know how weird Punxsutawney. The whole thing with Punxsutawney Phil is Pennsylvania actually sells lottery tickets with the groundhog. Do you remember what the name of the groundhog is for the lottery tickets? Eric, if you can remember what the name of the groundhog is that Pennsylvania puts on that batch of lottery tickets, let me know because you pretty much remember all that stuff.
Gus.
Linda, you said is that Gus the groundhog? There you go. It's Gus, and he's shut up, dogs. Is the groundhog ever right? Well, considering that they go by what they research, the inner circle, I'm going to say it's about 50-50 because they actually get together and they look at the weather patterns. I think they check the old Farmer's Almanac. They check all these different things, and they have what they call their inner circle. And when they come up to the conclusion that they think the weather is going to be, they'll pull him out and they'll tell all of us wonderful people here in PA whether he saw a shadow or not. So Is he reliable? He draws a big crowd, but it's it's what do you believe? Like, what you want to believe. But yeah, I mean, they bring him out of his den and they have all these big spotlights on him. So whether they say he sees a shadow or not, they discuss that ahead. So if you actually think that a groundhog can predict the weather, I'm going to say probably no on that. But is the inner circle accurate? 50-50. So, um, there's actually, I was looking and I was kind of surprised. I didn't realize there was that many critters that could predict the weather. Yeah, Gabrielle and I will go down the list and we'll tell you what the weather predicting animals are. So, okay.
I was 2 steps ahead.
There you go.
So, frogs, they are
Max! Rick, you might have to come down and see if you can contain these dogs for us so we can do this without them barking, please. Because they're goofballs. Sorry about that, guys. Our dogs, they're like Pee-wee. They're getting like Pee-wee. They need constant attention or they're not happy.
That's
What
nice.
is, you look good in it. You look better in it than I did. So go ahead with your frogs, Gabrielle. Try again since the dog's got a big mouth.
Okay, so frogs are said to croak even louder and louder than usual when bad weather is on the horizon. It says, according to this bit of lore, frogs show off their pipes to announce that rain is, and they'll begin croaking louder and louder as the storm progresses.
That makes sense to me because frogs do like the wet weather. And if you notice, even when we were down in South Carolina, every time it rained, we had a ton of them around our swimming pool.
Oh wow, it's actually a German folklore.
So that I kind of can believe that one, that frogs will predict.
It says, though not a custom wildly practiced anymore, German folklore said that you could predict the weather with a frog, a climbable twig, and a jar. That's interesting.
Well, science backs it up.
Science backs up the fact that when frogs croak loudly, it's about to rain. Experts explain that frogs get louder and more energetic with their noise. Their nose. Oh god.
So more or less, the louder they get, the more of a chance that it's probably going to rain. So that's pretty cool. So the one that I will be reading will be bears. But it says bears, but it says badgers weren't the only animals. Europeans used to predict the coming of spring. Bears, too, were thought to emerge on February 2nd. Like Groundhog Day, that's when they seem to emerge. If a bear saw its shadow, let me see if they hear. So you can't go on here. Let me see. Nope. Nope. How do I get the rest of that without
Mother
cats?
No.
Wait, no, it's going out. No, you got to go this way. See, frogs. Okay, well, where does
See, it's up there somewhere.
You guys got to not bears. Okay, if a bear saw its shadow, it would head back into its den and hibernate again, as this meant winter would last for at least another month. When Europeans settling in Canada brought the tradition of prognosticating wildlife with them, they initially opted to use bears rather than groundhogs. I never knew that.
I didn't know that either.
That's some good shit there. That's some good shit. They took me to this one. I clicked on it and it took me to this. There you go.
So we're doing that.
Yep.
All right. Or
the clock will strike once again.
every time.
Every time we do our thing.
We call them woolly worms because we're Pennsylvanians.
Woolly bear, same thing. I need batteries, apparently.
Real batteries dying.
That's good for us tonight.
Sure. All right. Next time you come across a woolly bear caterpillar, also known as a woolly worm in the southern United States. In the southern United States.
We call it woolly worms.
What the heck?
Don't steal our glory there, the South.
Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah,
We always call them woolly worms.
I'll be 65. I've been saying woolly worms all my life. Except for when I was a baby because I couldn't talk.
Yeah. That makes sense. Wait, hold on. Royal feral cats. Mine are giving me funny looks because we have a blazing heat wave. I keep telling them I don't control.
The cats have this mind of their own that they're going to tell you when they're too hot. They're going to tell you when they're too cold, and they ain't going to stop until they know that they want something from you, either a blanket or they need to be cold or something. They are temperamental, but they're loving.
Mine was very cuddly earlier.
Yeah, he was. Go ahead, continue.
He was being too cute.
He was cute.
She said woolly worms? Yeah,
Woolly worms.
it's a woolly worm.
Woolly worms.
It's a horrible picture of a woolly worm. Let's see.
There you go. You got it.
It's better.
You got it. That's a woolly worm.
All right. So, next time you come across a woolly worm creeping around your yard in the fall, take a good look at its colors. According to lore, if you spot an insect with long black bands, that means you're in for a long stretch of snow and cold. A more rust-colored caterpillar, on the other hand, suggests a milder winter. In reality, the woolly bear's markings indicate its age. Less black suggests an older insect.
Now, see, when I was growing up, and for the longest time, I was told the opposite. I was told that the black meant mild weather and the brownish orange meant severe. But I don't know, last year.
Yeah, it's like it changes every year.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Sometimes I believe in the woolly worm, sometimes I don't. Again, believe in. Okay, moles. Not like a mole, but a mole. They walk like that. Okay, get out your measuring stick and head to the nearest mole hole. Did you? According to a legend in the Farmer's Almanac, if the mole digs its hole 2.5 feet deep, expect severe winter. If 2 feet deep, not so severe. If 1 foot deep, a mild winter.
I guess that would make sense because of how cold it would get.
Yeah, I'd have to dig deeper down in the dirt. It makes sense.
For it to get warmer.
Makes sense.
That does make sense.
It makes sense.
The dipper, yeah.
The deeper.
The deeper you dig, the hotter you get.
Styles can measure. Yes.
Why is my arm itchy?
Your turn. Your turn.
My turn.
Your turn.
Eric heard about that one. Well, that's good for you, Eric.
You're a nerd. No, I never heard about that, but it does make sense.
All right, squirrels. Folklore says that if squirrels are building their nests high in a tree, that means colder months will be particularly harsh. Take a good look at their tails, too. The bushier they are, the worse the winter will supposedly be.
I didn't know the bushiness of their tail had anything to do with anything.
Or you know.
Inquiring minds are starting to learn.
Smiles equals moles.
Yeah. Smiles and moles, moles and smiles.
Oh Lord.
Cats.
Kitty kitty.
You just said cats.
Ask about cats. What is a feral cat?
Well, cats. Feral cats are cats, right?
They are.
Okay. Pay close attention to your cat. If they wash behind their ears, sneeze, sit with their tail facing the fire, or snore, expect rain. That is, according to a 19th century book on weather proverbs. Confusingly, other folklore says a cat washing themselves is a sign of fair weather. Pee-wee, what's the weather gonna be like? Pee-wee, Pee-wee, Pee-wee. So he snores. Have you noticed if he snores right before it rains? We'll have to take notice of that next time.
You know what? That makes sense because up in my room, right before a really bad thunderstorm, you could hear him
I
snoring.
think he was snoring when he was on my lap the other day when it was raining too. We're gonna have to take notice of that. We got the frogs again.
Mouse.
Oh, that's a dog. That's not a frog. That's a dog. So you can go to the next one then.
All right, we're on to foxes.
Foxes. Does Pee-wee prognosticate? He always does. He does. He holds off on doing things all the time. He waits till the last minute and then he lets us know how he feels because he's that way. He's trying to be cool tonight, so we're going to give him a little time. And
He does snore like a human.
he snores deep like a human. He snores like your dad.
He does. Sometimes it scares me because he'll get in like a really deep sleep and know he's alive, but I don't like the way that he breathes.
Well, as long as he's breathing, he's okay.
Yeah, but I don't like the way that he breathes.
Oh, he kind of has. Yeah, he doesn't have good lungs. Poor Pete. We're talking about you, Pete.
It's a baby.
Okay.
All right, foxes. According to one 19th century book of weather proverbs, if a fox barks at night, that means a storm is coming. But if you do wake up to a fox brash scream, there's no need to rush out of bed and batten down the hatches. They tend to bark during mating season or when they're protecting their territory from an intruder as well.
I don't think we need to know that.
We didn't need to know.
That's a little
Getting frisky.
Yeah. Here we go with the friskiness, and we're gonna get into that thing again. Like one fox comes down and says, "Hey there, you foxy lady." And they just start getting frisky, and what happens? They start. The foxes howl?
No. They scream.
What do they do?
They go, ah!
I say, what is going on?
They scream.
I don't. I guess they do. I don't know what kind of noise. We don't. We have foxes around here, but we don't see many. Yeah, we don't. I never hear.
You never hear it?
Where are you foxes?
Listen, this is a fox scream.
Fox scream sound. It said right there. That's weird. I didn't know they made that sound. Our foxes was always quiet when I was growing up. But then he's only has a hiccup. That sounds like you when you're hungry at night.
I need my potato chips.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
My
Potato chip thief.
chips. Hey!
Okay, cows. Everybody on to the cows.
Let me try to find that.
Foxes laugh and scream. I know hyenas did, but I didn't know foxes kind of like did that.
Where does Monkey Man come into play? When does one see Mannequin? What? Hello?
Dylan, you be confusing us, man. I'll talk about cows where you think about what you asked us. Okay, cows. If you see a bunch of cows lying down in a field, make sure you have an umbrella or raincoat handy. According to this myth, cows hunker atop an area of grass to keep it dry before it rains. However, it's most likely the cows are simply taking it easy or chewing their cud. They do, after all, spend around 50% of their time resting.
Huh.
So cows can predict rain too. Gee.
Thank you.
Okay.
On the crows.
The crows. Good.
I caught my hat off.
She cacawed her hat. See what she did, Pee Wee? She cacawed her hat off.
Pee Wee's fault. He just looked
It's
at me and
Pee-wee.
got nervous.
Did you make her nervous, Pee Wee? Uh-oh, here he comes. Here he comes, Linda. There he is.
Hi. You can't have
There he is.
You know have help.
There he is. The king of...
Oh.
He's
The king's ass.
Yeah, we saw his ass. That was a good shot. Okay, close.
Right, crows. A lonely crow is said to be a sign of poor conditions. If crows fly in pairs, expect fine weather. A crow flying alone is a sign of foul weather, claims an old legend in the farmer's Almanac.
Almanac. I didn't know that either. Because I never see a lot of crows together. Well, I can't say never. Very rarely. Hi.
Because it's Pennsylvania, where
Hi.
the weather's bipolar.
Hi. Is there something you want to say to us? Is there something you want to say, G?
If cows were standing or sitting. What an ass.
He likes showing off his ass for his audience. See, that's all he wanted to do. He wanted to strut it and show it, and now he's relaxing. He's kind of like Dylan and Smitty. He struts it and shows it. Okay, come on, internet.
The internet was like, nope.
The internet didn't even want to hear that. It took us off. Okay, sheep is the next one. Sheep are yet another creature said to predict sloppy weather. A herd of sheep huddled together spells a storm, though they're most likely getting cozy as an instinctual way to protect themselves from predators. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where are they getting their predicting the weather by doing that? Who come up with this shit? That's not something I wanted to see scrolling.
Whoa.
Is there any more?
Yeah, there is.
There is on the other.
No, well, there is up here, too.
Where?
We miss badgers.
Oh. Oh.
So, badgers. It does. It really does, Eric.
What?
It says internet acts up with the most internet.
Yeah, it does.
All right, badgers. Groundhog Day is North Americans know as motherfucker.
Language.
This is our channel. I can say what I want, when I want, who I want. Anyways, badgers. Groundhog Day, as North Americans know it, originated from Candlemas, a Christian holiday that falls on February 2nd, which is pre-Christian pagan celebrations such as Imbolc also occurred around that time, as early February falls halfway between the winter solstice and spring equinox. Germans eventually began incorporating their own twist on the holiday, which became a day to forecast the start of spring. If a badger saw its shadow on a sunny day, that meant winter wouldn't end just yet. When they came to America, they swapped out badgers for the more readily available groundhogs.
So the bears and the badgers. Oh my. Oh, no, sorry. They took over for the groundhogs. Or the groundhog, yeah. Groundhog took over for them. Oh man.
They were replaced. This is a weird feeling. That's such a weird feeling. It felt like someone's tugging
We're
on
gonna have to do that every intermission, every between we go subjects. It'll be like our segue intermission.
Oh Lord.
What's this? I don't know what is.
Losing.
Oh man, I catch myself
I'm
sometimes.
losing it or
I
already lost
catch
it.
myself sometimes. What can I say? Dylan, where did you go? He's still thinking about what he meant with that question. Yeah, I don't understand. Dylan, where are you?
There.
Dylan,
Come back.
where does the monkey man come into play?
And he said when.
When? No, he didn't. He's when?
Yeah, right there.
When does the
When?
monkey? Who's the monkey man?
It's encrypted.
What monkey man? I don't know anything about the monkey man.
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy?
I did it on purpose, Linda.
Oh, Linda, she's touching those buttons again. Wow. Okay, so we're going to go into our next.
Hold on, are we?
What?
There's a buck-eyed Chuck.
Well, yeah, but that's a groundhog.
Okay.
You can do ladybug, ladybug. Okay, that's enough. Don't you just love our dogs?
That was the monkey man.
How is the monkey man?
He's doing pretty good.
I don't even know anything about the monkey man. Is he related to?
Look, Mom. Just look.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna look up the monkey man.
Well, don't worry about it.
See, I don't know nothing about the monkey man. So we're gonna have to do a whole thing about the monkey man. And they're comparing him to John Wick.
So why does it show a freaking movie? I don't care about the movie.
I don't know nothing about the monkey man. I know about the muffin man.
Really? You know nothing, man.
I know about the monkey girl. Right there. And it's also kind of being an immortal after 6 seconds. Okay. Okay, I'll have to do some research on the monkey man just for you, Dylan, because
the monkey man is literally just another version of
Bigfoot.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything. Okay, so we're going to go into what you believe and what you don't believe in.
Wait a minute.
Oh, well, we want to still do some more of these before
We played about the ladybug.
we played the transition thing. Okay,
Fine.
do the ladybug and I'll do bees.
I wanted to read about the ladybug.
Okay, and then I'll do bees.
Okay, where's the ladybug? As one of the most beautiful and beloved insects, ladybugs can apparently also help predict colder temperatures. The cold adage goes, when they swarm, expect a day that's warm, but if you see them searching for shelter, then cold weather is approaching. As cold-blooded creatures, ladybugs hibernate in groups to stay warm, so you may see them clumping together in sunny areas, under logs, or in sheds and garages.
And they drop ladybugs to kill tent worms.
What is that?
Facts. It doesn't have anything to do with the weather, but I'm just saying. Facts.
I go kill the dogs for
Pathetic. Okay, bees. The behavior of bees can also be an indicator of weather. If you notice these pollinators disappearing from flowers, but then you can expect a storm. They'll stock up on honey and cluster in their hives right before a storm. Which that kind of makes sense because I know when it gets cooler and that too, so if you see them less active, then you know that the weather's cooler. It kind of makes sense. I'm a little less active when it's cold too. Unless it's real cold and then I'm going, and I'm running all around like a banshee. There's a theory on banshees. You want to tell them? Yeah, our internet. We had some pretty heavy rain here, but we didn't have like storms like the South did. I know a lot of our friends down south. They're probably not going to have service like power now. Some of them for maybe a couple months, but some of them's had power back on, and then they just lost it all over again. So, I'm glad we got out of there when we did, but I feel bad for our friends that we have down there. Do you believe in reincarnation?
Yes.
Why? What? Give me Gabriella's philosophy on reincarnation.
Oh Lord. You know when there's like a deep feeling that you have like an animal that you really, really love and you don't know why and you're like, that's my soul animal. And then you might get like a tattoo of it or something.
We could have to. I wish Eric would come down and kind of goes there, like, whatever.
You know how you would get like a tattoo of it, or you just have like statues or whatever of it all over your house or whatever.
So you don't know why.
You don't know why, and then let's say maybe you die, and then you turn into that animal because you really loved it, and it was.
But do you believe that you will always turn into an animal, or do you believe that you can be reincarnated as somebody else, or both?
I think you have unfinished business that you were supposed to take care of, and maybe you died too soon.
But why did you turn into an animal? Why not another person?
So you can be discreet.
Okay.
So, like, let's say you passed away, your family knows, but there was unfinished business that you had to do. Instead of turning into a human to like make it right, you were punished and turned into an animal, so you can't make it right.
What if you weren't punished, but you just had unfinished business?
Then, yeah,
you turned into another person.
Yeah, and so you can make it right.
Do you think that if you? Okay, here's another question. Do you think that if you were a bad person, like say you're a bad person now, and you pass away and you're reincarnated into another person, is the reincarnation going to be another bad person, or do you think there'll be that time a good person, or they're supposed to be a good person because that's the unfinished business that they had?
Yeah,
that they were.
I think that you'd be turned into a good person. That way you could figure out what you did wrong in your life.
And make it right in the new life?
Yeah, and then if you mess up, then you become a ghost. Or a demon.
So, if they don't...
If you're bad in both lives, after they gave you a second chance to be good or to right your wrongs.
So when you become a spirit, then when you hit the spiritual world, then you actually become evil, not necessarily a demon, but an evil.
Yeah.
How do you fix that?
That's your punishment. You can't.
What if they want to fix it once they're an evil entity?
Well, then they should have learned the second time not to be an asshole.
That could be. That could be. I do believe in reincarnation. I know the Indians believed in reincarnation, which I do have Indian in my heritage, but which is funny because Nancy did a DNA test for genealogy, and they're telling her that there was no Indian in our background whatsoever. But I know for a fact, if you look at pictures of my mom, you can see the Indian in my mom. You can see,
like an Indian.
you can see the Indian in my mom.
We dressed you. If we put a headdress and the Indian clothing on you, you would be.
Well, you can tell that there's Indian in our heritage, and I just. I think that it does have a lot to do with unfinished business.
I do not have like an Indian nose. Bump. Is that an Indian
bubble? Yeah, the Indians got that. Yeah.
It's not a hook,
Yeah.
but it's a bump.
No, yeah, Indians got that, but
It's
Indians
only
usually
Indian.
have that like almost,
Yeah, it's like a hook.
yeah, kind of.
Indian.
I was looking, Linda, on YouTube, and I was looking at some of the storm damage from Florida up through North Carolina and the devastation I've seen. I mean, I was surprised to see, I know Florida got hit bad, but I was surprised to see the devastation. Yeah.
It's on my nose.
Yeah. I was surprised to see, she looks like that lady that was doing the investigation the other night. I was very surprised to see the devastation that Helene caused up in North Carolina. I mean, did you know there was a couple in Anderson that it was a pair of grandparents? Their grandchildren just checked on them right after the storm hit. And they no sooner left, and a big tree fell on, I think they lived in a double wide, and it killed both of them. And they found them, they were hugged in bed. Yeah, it was a pair of grandparents. It was Anderson. So we were what, 20 minutes to half an hour away from Anderson. That's sad. That's heartbreaking. I was reading about it today, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's horrible."
Dusty Crochet.
Hi, Dusty. Welcome to our show. Hope you enjoy it. We're kind of I'm Dusty. I don't think were you on here before?
At like the very beginning of us.
She was on.
She was there.
Yeah, we get a little silly, Dusty. So
OG Dusty. Oh, I've had too much.
My first time. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy. Like I said,
a Dusty though. I think it was maybe maybe it was a male.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But how'd you hear about us, Dusty? Just scrolling through and come across our channel, or
good luck to you.
Good luck what you might see and hear tonight there, Dusty. We welcome everybody. We don't have a censor at times. So caution to the wind. Bringing censor, I'm going to go in a different direction too. We were talking about reincarnation. There's a subject one of my friends brought up. Welcome to this. Thanks, Linda. Anyhow, they were talking about Halloween. Now, I don't knock anybody's religion, but it's kind of things are getting carried a bit too far. They do it over Christmas, they do it over Easter, and now Halloween is really getting targeted. And you're getting these people like, well, the whole Halloween thing now is because kids go out trick-or-treating and people dress up like witches and all that stuff. They're not being good Christians, and they're practicing evil. So that's the new thing now with Halloween. So in other words, you kind of can't celebrate any holiday without anything coming up. So it's like, okay, remember Christmas. Christmas candy canes. You can't eat a candy cane because the candy cane symbolizes the blood of Christ and all this other stuff and the cane and like it's candy. Like it was not supposed to really symbolize anything. Like somewhere along the line somebody made that up and they 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 banked on that that's what the whole thing
I would
is.
look at that person and say, you mean to tell me that when you were a child, you didn't dress up and you didn't go trick-or-treating? Because now you're trying to ruin it for the youngins who's going now?
People are making big deals out of everything. Like you can't celebrate anything, you get a big deal made out of it.
Thanks, I'm currently working on a jersey for my nephew. He wants to go trick-or-treating as a 50s greaser.
Ooh, that is a good idea. That is a good idea. I like that. But I couldn't go as a greaser. I could always go to me my own stuff.
I'll go as I don't know where that's going with that.
Where were you going with that?
I don't know.
Yeah, she was trying to think of a good costume idea to come up with, and I'm giving her all these ideas. She goes, "No, I'll give her another idea."
Yeah, for Wicked Rude.
What's a Wicked Rude?
Let's go back on the freaking conversation, Mom. How about we do that? Let's do that.
Okay. Rememorize.
I'm rememorizing you.
Oh no, what did I say? I was pretty tired that night too. She only contacts me when I'm half asleep.
Let's see.
I said, "I'm mommy."
You said a mummy, and I said no, and then I said I don't want to be a mummy or a zombie, a vampire or a witch. And I spelled witch wrong. And then she said, go as a brat. Oh, wait, you already are one. Wicked rude. Then she said, go as a ghost inmate. That's weird. How is it weird? I don't want to be a ghost inmate. And then she said, white or black out your face and hands. I said, I'm already white enough, mother. Facts. Oh my lord. The conversation just got way out of hand.
See, she's accusing me again of stuff that I didn't say.
She said, go as a flower pot.
So what's wrong with a flower pot?
Why would I want to be a flower pot?
I don't know.
Go as a tie baby. Because my eyes are big enough.
Am I wrong? Again.
Wicked rude.
How is that wicked rude? It's a compliment to have big eyes.
Mother, if I go as a tie baby, people are gonna think I'm a freaking furry. Not a tie baby.
You'll only be a furry for one day. For a couple hours.
At all. That's weird.
It is weird. It's only for a couple hours. It ain't as weird as that one that was freaking. It's a funny story. You put his. Now this is a segue.
Oh Lord, here we go.
There is a lady.
Hold on, she says, we try to keep the kids away from some dumb shit that keep things clean. So what's the topic of tonight's live? Because it came in like a storm and messed shit up. Always all over the place.
The topic was supposed to be, do you believe? And I originally wanted to go in and do you believe? And I wanted to do in like the afterlife, ghosts, cryptids, reincarnation and all that stuff. But we kind of always go like it always goes all over the place.
Yeah.
So, but whatever.
And then I said, again, wicked rude. And she went, go as a furry. And then I said, hell no, because that's definitely not happening.
Oh, the furry thing. I was reading this article, or was it a YouTube thing I saw? No, it was an article. And there was a lady, she came on and she was getting upset because her neighbors kept on calling the police on her because her kid thought they were a cat, was dressed up as a cat constantly. And She says, my kid's not hurting anything. The kid likes dressing up as a cat. And the neighbor just did not like it, kept on calling up the police, calling up the police, calling the police. And she said, at least she didn't have her litter box inside for it because the kid went. Did the kid go outside no, the kid didn't at least go outside because it had a litter box or something inside, something on that order. And they're like, okay, well, first of all, the neighbor shouldn't have called the police because as long as kid's not hurting the neighbor in any way, that was being a Karen. But at the same time, when your kid is, thank God it's not shitting or pissing in your lawn, but because it has a litter box in the house, you're gonna have to wonder who's more insane, that kid or the mama letting that stuff happen. Yeah, I was reading that article on there, and they're like, okay, that's like way out there.
That is way out there.
Yeah, so okay. See, she believes in all that stuff.
Well, that's good.
What do you believe? Do you believe in the afterlife? And is there a reason why you believe in the afterlife? Which takes me to that movie that we saw, Martyrs. If you guys want to see a movie, it's a good movie, but it's probably the most disturbing movie I've ever seen. But it is so intense and it really makes you think. There's a movie out called Martyrs. And you have to look at the more current one. Not is it the more current one or the older one?
I think it's the older one.
It might be the older one. I think it might be the older one. I think Gabriella might be right. But I don't even know if I want to talk about it. It really is a very deep, deep, deep movie. And if you watch it, you're not going to ever get that movie out of your mind. Martyrs.
Wow, I thought it was. Yeah, it's a 2015 one, I think. Wait.
I don't think that's the one.
Hold on, mother. 2017? No, it's definitely not that.
No, it's not that. It's the 2015, I think, movie.
I think it's 2008.
Or 2008, rather.
Too young. So, I think it's that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I recognize her. Yeah. Yeah. The movie, like I said, it really, really is deep, and something happens to a girl at the beginning of the movie and she escapes. So her friend ends up going and finding out where the place is where this girl was captive. And let's just say that was a big mistake on her part. And that's it. That's it. That's exactly how it starts out too. And it's a good movie, but it's so disturbing. You can't get that out of your mind, but it does make you think, like, is stuff like this really going on? My mother was a medium. We had a code word that we used upon our death. It took like 2 months after she passed, the week leading up to this, I was finding. Oh, wow. That's very interesting, Dusty. See, and that was one of the other things I was going to say. Do you believe? There's a lot of people out here. I have friends that I'm going to say are sensitive. I have some friends that's clairvoyant. Gabrielle, I believe, she's sensitive to an extent. I think I'm not sure. I think I have something, mental illness probably, but I have.
It's funny that you say that because Linda said, and you wanted Gabby to go as a furry.
Only for a little bit, Linda, for Halloween night, not as continuously. I mean, don't you dress your kids up? When I was little, my parents dressed me up sometimes like an animal. I didn't go around.
Am I? I'm not going as a freaking furry, mother.
You're not even understanding what I'm saying. Whatever. Ah, okay. Very cool.
As I was making coffee, it smelled lilacs, and the word Gobbler's Knob came across my Alexa Echo. No prompt for Alexa to speak. She just did Gobbler's Knob. And that was it.
See, when I smell lilacs, usually my mom's presence around or my neighbor. I have a neighbor that we were close to, and her dad used to always give me lilacs, and she passed.
I saw lilacs and I know she's near. We also have a number that pops up and it's like, okay, I know you're close by.
Oh, wow. See?
I know the number that I need that pops up when I'm in danger.
You're the guardian angel one?
Yeah.
I probably have 666 club. Sounds like mom.
Your motive.
Oh no! Listen, Linda Honey. That's B squared. Linda Honey, the commercial. You know.
It's not a commercial.
Well, that YouTube thing. That kid. Yeah, we're not even going to go there because I want to bitch slap that kid. Anyhow, for only Halloween, and my reference was we did it as kids and nobody said anything. So if an adult does it for just a Halloween party or something or a Halloween event,
that's weird.
That's not a big deal. If you carry it beyond that, then that's weird.
It's still weird.
Why is it weird?
No, you asked a question. I'm going to answer the freaking question, okay?
I didn't ask it.
Yeah, you did. You said, how is that weird? So I'm answering it. Shh. It's normal for you to dress up as whatever you feel like when you're a little kid because it's cute and it's cuddly.
But you're usually not dressing up like you feel like you're dressing up like your parents dress you up. Usually, you're little. Oh, you lost your hat.
Your hat. Feel naked. Okay. When you're an adult and you dress as a furry, that's usually a sexual thing.
So
they sexualize animals if you're an adult.
I went to work at 2 different times. I went to work at Reese Brothers, which was a town marketing. I was the secretary. I had a black outfit on. I had a big old tail coming out. I had whiskers and a little nose, and I had ears.
That was back then when it was normal. Now you dress up as a furry as an adult, you're either going to get hit on or you're going to get some fucking weird-ass people coming after you being like, oh.
They're the ones that's effed up then if they think you can't dress up for one night like a cat or a dog or something.
You do that now.
How about a bat? Does that consider a furry?
No.
It's an animal.
How would you dress up as a bat?
Put big wings on. Make little big teeth. Yeah.
Like big little teeth.
No, not big little teeth. They're big teeth. They have to have vampire teeth. They're a vampire bat.
It would have to be a vampire bat.
Because you have to be scary.
An adorable little fruit bat.
It's one that looks like a dog. So then yours are furry. There we go, right back to square one. Am I wrong?
I'm done talking to you about furries.
They say 1111 is an angel. I never heard of that. Did you know that 1111 is an angel? I knew 7.
Yeah.
I didn't.
1111 is an angel number. 1212 is an angel number. 333 is an angel number. 222, like most of the numbers that are the same, either 3 or 4 times, is an angel number.
Okay, then why isn't 666? That's what
it actually is.
Well, so was Lucifer. So
she took lunch.
Oh, me, oh my, oh my. Did Dylan not leave? Dylan, where are you? Dylan? Why did he leave?
I don't know. I don't think he did. I think he's just being silent.
Dylan, are you being silent? Dylan, do you want Gabriella to be a furry?
See, it means balance and harmony.
So then why does everybody say that it's not good?
Because a demon uses it to mock the Trinity. That's why. So it's good if you see it like pop up a million times, but you also have to take in consideration that it could be an evil spirit
So
showing you
why
that
does
number.
everybody panic if
Because it could be an evil spirit showing you that number.
I'm like at a grocery store, if your order comes to $6.66, people say, "Oh, I got to buy something else," or my number is 666.
It's very scary.
See, this is what I'm saying, where things are getting carried too far, going right back to where we were before with the Christmas and Easter and Halloween now. People are carrying things too far.
It's a reminder to maintain harmony in all aspects of your life. So it's not a bad thing, but it's also it's kind of a beware thing if you.
Hi, Dylan. So, how many on here, which we've discussed this before, how many thinks normal that is dabbling with evil, or that we're going to burn in hell, or that's non-Christian and it's not a good thing to do, and all that shit, since we're tying it in with Halloween? Numbers are a big deal in the paranormal world. The other day I stopped at McDonald's, grabbed a medium sweet tea and a McFlurry. Total was 666, and my order number one. Now, wow, that's very coincidental and interesting.
My angel number is 613, and the reason I know this because it showed up twice. We were at a person's house who recently passed away. But there was a one room where there was a mirror, and nobody wanted to go near this mirror because they said that they took pictures near the mirror and they saw things that were coming out of the mirror, and they saw faces in the mirror, and it made them overall uncomfortable. So it's like, okay, well, since I'm a little bit sensitive and everybody's freaking out over this mirror, I'm going to do something that you're not supposed to do. They had a blanket over the mirror, and I slightly pushed a blanket to the side. Everything was black. It was like a portal, basically. And then the number 613 just showed up like kind of like an alarm clock, except without the colons. That's a colon, right? The two dots. Okay. Without the colon, it was just 613, and it was just popped up right in front of me. And something told me to close the thing. So I was like that number, when I saw it, I was like, okay, that can't be good. So I closed the thing, and then I started having a panic attack and crying my eyes out and like shaking and going to the bathroom and telling them I'm never going back in that room because there's definitely something wrong with that room. Well, then on our way back from that place, in the tree line, I saw that number again, and it was pretty cool.
I don't have a guardian angel. They don't like me.
It was I'm pretty sure it was telling me, hey, if you don't get out of here right now, you're gonna die, or you're like really close to death. So that was my fun story.
That'd be scary.
It sounds crazy, I know it does, but like when it actually, if that something like that actually happens to you after people tell you not to do something, and then you just randomly get a number like straight in your face.
So, okay. Now, it's happened to me. How many of you believe in premonitions and that you can see something before it actually happens? I think I know that there's probably another name for that. But what do you think of something like that happening? Because it's happened to me already. And the whole thing with the 1111 and that, I did not know that. I've been,
every
I mean,
time,
I know paranormal numbers and paranormal and that go hand in hand.
every time it's 11:11, you never heard somebody say it's 11:11. Make a wish.
Mm-mm. I've
I've heard that since I was a kid.
no, I've never heard that.
I've heard that since I was a child.
I'm sheltered. No, I never heard that. Yeah.
Thanks, Linda.
Your intuition saved your life. How was that B squared? How did your intuition save your life? Do you want to share that story with us?
Mine, I used to have, I think it was 222. That number would pop up all the time, and I don't remember what it meant.
It does suck, B squared. It's happened to me. Not to interrupt Gabriella because she's talking or she was talking. But the premonitions for me, I guess if you want to call it, or whatever the other word is if I start getting really, really freezing cold and I could put 15 blankets on and I'm still shaking and I get that feeling about me, it's not good. It means something bad is happening to somebody that I love. And it's every time it has it come 100% true. Every single time that I've got that feeling, either somebody in my family passed away or was in an accident or something. Yeah, you can have that little nagging feeling too. Usually, if I have that little nagging feeling, it's not something really, really bad, but it's something that could potentially go in that direction.
Yeah, that happened to me one time in South Carolina. One of my friends, either she was just about to give birth or she was pregnant. I just had this weird feeling. I couldn't figure out why. I was like very panicky and shaky, and felt like I was gonna have a panic attack. But I knew that I had to contact like all my friends and see if they were okay. So I contacted them. Well, turns out that her boyfriend was actually fighting with her right when I was having this panic attack. Like I could feel, yeah, like I could feel what was going on, and she was being basically abused. She said he threw her against the wall and stuff, and I was like, "Well, are you okay? Like, is the baby okay?"
Goodness. I was out doing regular shopping and something told me not to pull in one of the store's parking lot. Minutes later, people tried to rob it. Oh, shit. That is scary, B squared. Holy shit, you're not a kid in your intuition on that one. Wow. Yeah, I believe too, Dusty, that a lot of that does come from spirit guides and guardian angel. Do you believe in, like in the movie Final Destination, that people can actually see something like really, really bad like that, and that if you can escape it, for example, which I don't want, that's going to be kind of eerie, but thank goodness your intuition took you out of that spot. But if you were there, you were supposed to be at that time. If it comes around, do you believe in that type of stuff, like in the movie, that something like that could possibly be a thing? Who? Oh, you're talking, yeah. For B squared, when you say OMG, I hope you were able to take care of your mental health. I'm sure you were referring to what B squared just said, right, Dusty? That was, I think that would have freaked me out. But there has to be divine interference and stuff in that too, because when I felt that your dad and Eric was not felt, I literally could see their car accident. But the only difference from what I saw and what happened is your dad said when the car slid on the black ice, I saw the car flipping over on its roof and going in the ditch. Your dad said the car did slide, and it should have flipped when it went in the ditch, but he said it was almost some kind of divine intervention or something kind of made the car go like this and go into the ditch instead. So something was definitely looking after your dad and Eric that day.
Probably Dad's guardian angel, because I have a feeling that his too.
He has to. He said that one time when he was coming back from one of his motor coach trips, he said it was snoring. Yeah, it was snowing like hell. Like he said, it was just like a blizzard, just coming down. And he said the bus, he pulled over to the side a little bit, and he got stuck. The bus got stuck there, and he didn't know like how you're supposed to pull out a big bus. He said, but some guy came up and somehow helped him get out of there, and he turned around to thank the guy and the truck and everything was totally gone. There was nobody there. Like, so what did he see and what happened? He said that was the first time he ever said, "Oh shit, what did I just experience here?" He told me that story. That was like incredible. Yeah, see, I B squared. I'm kind of like that too. That I mean, of course that was all Hollywood and that, but you get, you watch those series and that, and you see that, and it does kind of make you wonder. But then again, that's why we did this thing. Do you believe? Because there's people out there that's going to take that type of stuff so seriously, and getting back to square one again, where people take everything way too seriously, that people are going to panic about something like that. Like, I mean, she experienced that in the parking lot. Somebody else had experienced, and they'd be in their house setting like a basket case, thinking, "Oh shit, it's going to come back and get me." Thank goodness she's. I mean, wow, that was some experience, and thank goodness her intuition did kick in. Wow. What did she say? What did she say? Go scroll up a little bit.
Who?
Uh, just scroll up. I was. I'm sorry. I do better with this. It's my first time. Just need a little grace. Oh, you don't need to apologize for anything, Dusty. That's like Linda said. We're all very open here. You speak your mind. You can't offend anybody. You can't say anything that's going to bother any of us. You tell it the way it is. I have to grab me.
Wow. Yep,
Oh, wow.
that is
Yep,
intuition.
yep. See? And I think everybody at one time in their life, I think, has experienced that. Like, that's what the good thing is about your intuition, is that thank God it kicks in at the perfect time because of situations like that. I mean, I can tell you countless times where,
Well, that's kind of like when me and Abby and Chase were in that accident.
true, true, yep, true. Yeah, there's like, I'm sure like everybody has some kind of story like that they can tell, where thank goodness, they're like, okay, I don't think I should do this, and something in you, and your intuition says, holy shit, I'm going to change my mind. It's even like when you think about, even when you sometimes order food, you want to order one thing at one place or something, you decide to go someplace totally different, and then you find out that people were getting food poisoning that particular day in that restaurant or something. That happened the other day, apparently up at Evansburg KFC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were saying something, and not so much food poisoning, but um, how the people when there were like taking people's money. Like, there's a lady that was in line I guess, and her mother or something was behind her in line, paid for her food, but the person at the counter made them pay again and pocketed the money.
Oh, that's not right.
So, I mean, I know kind of it is off of what this topic is, but the whole point is,
It's kind of not.
it's like the Ebensburg Sheets, that one that we go to all the time. A lot of times, if you get the food there, like you can be guaranteed you can be sitting on the toilet for a while. I don't know what it is about that
Never had that
particular.
happen.
If they're chili dogs, they're chili dogs every time. If you get their chili dogs in that particular line, you're going to be sitting on the toilet probably. Their chili sauce that they put on it is real, real watery, real runny. Yeah. So now it's working. Let's see if the
Only
place.
goes for a minute.
Let's see. It's haunted.
Graham.
Oh, great spirit. Graham, Mom, is that you? You playing my clock for me because you know how much I love my clock? Okay, that is amazing. We're all amazing. We are amazing in this group. We really do. I'm kind of making fun a little bit, but we probably have, we might not have the biggest group that always is on here, but I'll tell you what, the group that keeps on coming back.
Hold on, why did it get so dark?
I don't know. Why did it get so dark? Ooh. It was like,
After you talk about Grandma.
Mom, make the room brighter again. Don't do that to us. Don't do that to us. I look, it must look like.
It kind of did, actually.
Do y'all sage your homes? We haven't saged our home. We do
ourselves before we come in the house if we feel like we are in danger.
Yeah. We should have saged that other place that we were at. I think that needed an exorcism.
Yeah, but we saged ourselves before we got in here.
Are you flinging, please? Don't do that. Don't do that. Here comes the pee again.
Snoozles.
Pee.
The snoozes.
You're gonna make Linda happy, P. There's the P.
Whoa, now it's really bright.
Yeah, see, why is it doing that? That's weird. It's because P came on. P made it better. One night an Amber Alert went out, and I knew exactly where the stolen car and child were dumped. It was winter, and I urged my hubby to get dressed, and we were halfway out the door of the house. Wow. I've had dreams, and I don't know what they mean, but I've had dreams, and they were real vivid. There's two in particular that really stood out for me, and one was this.
I mean, like,
It did get real bright.
fix your face.
One night, when I was dreaming, it was real, real vivid, and there was a lady running through a wooded area, and she kept on looking back at me like it's kind of hard to explain. Like she's running, but she looked like she was looking at me through my dream, like she needed to show me where she was going or to tell me something, and I don't know what that was supposed to mean. I woke up. And another one where there was this, it was like bright lights. I kept on getting these big flash of brilliant, bright light. And there was two faces in it. And then the one kept on coming up closer and looking me right to my face. And then it would go away. And then he'd look at me again. And next thing you know, it was like a couple that was just kind of like staring at each other, and they walked like towards that bright light. It was just kind of like I don't know what they're supposed to mean. It was just I don't know, but they both of those dreams are so vivid because it looked like they were actually like staring at me through the dream where they were at, right through to me. It's just kind of weird.
That time where I dreamed of that little boy and we literally walked to the park.
And so,
I saw the little boy.
Yeah.
He looked like he was trying to tell me something, and then I couldn't help him, and I literally walked back to the house, opened up the front door, and woke up.
yeah, that's weird.
I know what he was wearing and everything.
I do a lot of thrift stores, but I won't bring anything inside unless I leave it outside for 24. Yep. Now, I don't do that though, and that was going to be kind of another segue that I was going to go in. And does anybody there believe, which apparently you do, Dusty, in haunted objects? Because I always, I used to buy a lot of stuff on online auctions. Like we had some local ones where they'd start off maybe 50 cents or a dollar, and at a certain time of night, they'd cut off the bids, and at like say 8:02 or 8 o'clock, they said that's the final bid, and whoever had the final bid, they get that item. Well, I used to go on that site all the time, and I got that big mirror that we had that we showed on one of our shows before, and my husband absolutely hates it. He says there's that something freaky about that thing. I don't feel anything with it, but then you think about things like the Annabelle doll, Robert the doll. I think Selena, somebody sent her a doll and she said she knows that there's a spirit in it.
There's tons of
Yeah.
dolls and
So
stuff, though.
do you guys believe in that type of stuff? Like I said, Dusty, apparently you do. If you sage in that, I guess you can't be too safe. It's not a matter of believing that it might be haunted or not, but just to take that precaution just in case. See, and be squared, I've had that happen with used furniture, and that's it. Remember the organ? Remember that little organ we
The
bought?
organ.
And it would play on its own, a couple notes and stuff. So,
Little
yeah,
freaky.
that was a little freaky.
I think it was just a little old lady that was enjoying it.
Oh, I believe that. I believe it was the person who loved that organ a lot, and they just said, "Okay, I'm here." Bing. Yeah, just want to let us know that
Out of tune, bing.
out of tune. Bing. I used to save my home, but I haven't in years. Sage your home. Let's see. I do a lot of thrift stores. Hot cheese. I got a bad feeling when I touch something. And that's a good thing, Linda. I'm the same way. If I go into a thrift store and I touch something and something just doesn't feel right, I won't buy it.
The only bad thing about that, though, is some objects, if they are haunted, they kind of draw you to them. So even the ones that you don't feel good about, something could still draw you to it, and you'd be like, "Ooh, I don't know."
That's true. That's true. That that's 100% true. I bought something in once that funky shit started to happen, so I was like, "What's?" Yeah, down we move it. Yep, yep. And that's the thing is I mean, you can't really tell until you actually have possession of it, and then weird things like that same auction site that I was talking about. We had a jewelry box that I bought, a real pretty jewelry box, and I got it for Gabriella and Abby, and beautiful. They loved it, and it played music, but the darn thing, like they always had an uncomfortable feeling about that jewelry box, and the doors kept on opening on it on its own. And did the doors pull out too,
No,
or was it just
it was just
just
the glass doors.
yeah? And they did not like it. So before we moved,
That door just opened a little bit.
it did. I think it did.
I think it did too.
Before we moved, that thing got broke, so they were real happy that the jewelry box. Was it thrown away?
I think one of the cats knocked it over.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Yeah, it was thrown away.
So they were real happy about that. So
Yeah, we love that jewelry box. We put jewelry and everything else in it, and then after it kept on opening and we kept finding it either tipped over or knocked over, we took all the jewelry out of it and just left it as kind of like a like a showpiece. And then one day the cats, we think it was the cats, knocked it over and it broke
Could have
entirely.
been the angry spirit in your room too, because that spirit was not real happy that we were moving. That spirit was really not happy. But I gotten like, how about that chime clock that I had when we was living in the double wide? That thing never worked. And then all of a sudden I had my mom on my mind. And I said I felt like my mom was there, and the darn chime clock on cue. Your dad didn't even believe that until I said, "Watch this." And I'm there, Mom. I can feel your presence here. Can you make that chime clock go?
Well, that's because Dad was a skeptic. Now he's starting to
Yeah, because he's
a bunch of stuff.
yeah. So, but yeah. Yeah, you can go in. It's like Gabriella was saying, you can go places and sometimes you'll see something and you'll say, but then all of a sudden it's something about it. It'll just draw you right directly to it, and to the point you have to have that item.
It's like even like a place you visit, you get drawn to it and you can't figure out why. And then when you actually go in that place, you're like, oh, he's like, hey,
Yeah, tell me about it. Do you want to, what's drawn me? And I can't stop.
It's drawn me too. Because it feels, every time you're in the kitchen, it feels like somebody's looking at you. Yeah.
Yeah. The house next to us, from the time we moved in, has been empty.
And it's bright again.
It's been empty. And we were told that somebody bought it and they were going to move in the summer, and nobody's moved in it yet, even though we know somebody's been over there. But there's something about that house that I keep on telling Gabriella, I need to get in that house. We need to investigate that house. I need to get in that house and investigate it. And I've told my son-in-law, Chase, I said, Chase, you need, when you see that guy over there cutting grass, tell him that we want to go in and investigate. And I'm drawn to that house.
I don't know if it's a good drawn though, because we did a small investigation in here once, but we got a bunch of weird things like pants, wallet, look for it, find it. We think it was like keys or something in a wallet.
By a creek or whatever, by water, more or less abduction.
A bunch of female names.
Rich person doing it.
And it all led to
wasn't it like a lawyer or somebody?
Yeah, it was a rich guy.
Yeah, title. Yeah, we got all that stuff and it all tied to that house.
Because it said like suit and tie, it said businessman, and then it said a bunch of female names and it said he's bad, and
and we said, do you mean here, this house? And it said no, neighbor. We did try to find the owner, Linda, and the only person that we can find that has any information on it is the guy that cuts the grass on that property. And he's like, you don't want to go by him. He's like, he stares at Abby and Gabriella like constantly when they walk in and out, like creepily staring at them. And he kind of, He doesn't
say anything either. He like
just stares.
Yeah, you'll just walk by and he'll be like, but he won't say anything like, "Oh, hey girls, how's it going?" Or maybe something normal. He just stares and stares.
It's like I love lurking spirits because it's like he's lurking. That's kind of the word for him. He's like lurking around.
He's creeping.
He's not
lurking. He's creeping.
But we try to get information. I know for a fact, though, that the house was sold real cheap. I think it was only sold for like $27,000 or something like that. It was sold real. It's a big house. It looks like it's like at least a 3 or 4 bedroom house. it needs work, but it's nice. And we know that somebody has been going in there, but we can't figure out when because we never see anybody going in there. But something about that house, I really want to go in and investigate. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not because I just can't. It's constant every time we pass the front way. I look over and I'm there. I need to investigate that house. I need to investigate that house. And I don't know why, but it's kind of almost.
After we did that mini investigation in this house, though, when we found out information that could be directly leading to that house, I'm very skeptical of going in there.
What if we would go in there and find like a wallet that it described and a tie or something pertaining to a young girl or something? Because it did say not just one, but it said couple girls, and it said something about an embankment and
Drowned.
yeah, and screaming and yeah, just there's a lot of stuff that came through that we were told.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. I just something about it. The DR60 caught Don't You Remember Me? And yeah, I must move the dresser away from the plug. We didn't move the dresser, and a few days later, there's oh shit. Yeah, holy rip. A day later. A doll baby stroller moved like 14 inches.
The not fully inflated beach ball was moved. Footsteps on the steps.
Holy pro.
And quite a few orbs. Wow.
Yeah. See,
Sounds like a
apparently, see, you believe in orbs. There's, we had a thing on the debunkers, and a lot of the debunkers, orbs are nothing. I normally, we don't put a lot of credence in orbs, but then again, when you're filming and you have your camera on something or you're reviewing it, there's certain times you have to put some credibility to an orb because some of them, if it's dust or an insect or something like that, they'll go and like do funky shit the way they act. But some orbs are like real big and round and they're just like glowing and they'll kind of just like hover.
The one that we caught at the
park over here,
no,
wasn't it?
The furnace.
Oh, that's what it was at the furnace. I was thinking it was at the park.
I don't know if it was at the furnace. That one is incredible.
That one's creepy. Same as some of those. Look, even when if you see some of the ones that we caught from the jail,
I can see movement out there. Like
some of the things that we caught, some of the orbs that we saw at the jail, they'll just come out of nowhere and they'll kind of like hover. And then they'll just totally disappear. And then it'll come back and kind of hover again. Like you have to put some kind of credence into those. I mean, you can even like in your old bedroom. Sometimes it looked like it was snowing in there, and people say, "Oh, well, you just walked in, and that's all the dust particles." No, it wasn't because how come it only happened when you walked in the room? We could walk in the room right after that, and maybe a couple. You could tell what was dust particles, and they all would go in the same direction too. Dust particles were just all around. These would either go in that direction or they'd go that direction or they'd all one particular direction. And a lot of times it looked like they were all coming out of the mirror or something. So how do you explain that? You have to put some credibility in some of the orbs. You have to. So is there somebody in the kitchen that wants to join us? Thomas?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. Right before I started this, I started this? I mean, I kind of did. I pressed the button. Right before I started the stream, I was making a cup of coffee like I always do, and it literally felt like something helped me put my coffee cup down, like on the stand. And so I looked back, I was like, I appreciate the help, but kind of be more gentle next time.
Well, your dad said the one morning, which is funny because we said how big of a skeptic he is, but we will see like a shadow going by. We're pretty sure there was an older lady that lived in this house that died in here. And we're pretty sure that it's just residual, that it's just her walking back and forth. The same as we're pretty positive that there's a cat and it just kind of lingers in the same area. But there's one day your dad came and he said he felt odd and he looked and he said he saw the shadow standing right beside him. He said, because he told me that day, he says, "Did I tell you that I saw a shadow this morning?" I said, "No, where?" He said, "In the dining room." He said it like followed him and he turned and it was like right there beside him. And I think it's at the,
Residual to
yeah,
in and out of the bathroom.
in and out of the, yeah,
hallway.
yeah, yeah. Thomas is residual too. No, I don't know who Thomas is, but the lady is, I'm pretty sure the lady that,
He might not be residual though. He might, because he's pretty intelligent. When Chase was like, "Hey, who was in the bathroom with me?"
it's true too. He did answer, so I don't know. On the bed and what, okay. Yeah, I had a child ghost in my bedroom for a while. He left me alone till I went to college. Then I think he missed me and started acting up. He started out teasing me, but pretty soon he was hopping on the bed and cuddling up. Found out who he was after I encouraged him to go into the light. Holy moly. Was he a relative or was he somebody that passed away in the house? You see, Dusty, too, you said you believe in orbs. Sometimes there's places they appear and you can't explain. We see that there's so many times that we've had. I mean, you can normally, like I said, you can normally explain like an insect or dust or something like that, but there's times that they'll just appear and disappear just as quickly, and you can't explain them. So, but that's. Did you find out who that? I mean, well, you said you did find out who that the child was. Was they associated with your family or with the house or what? B squared. We talked to whoever's here too, Dusty. We
Every once in a while.
yeah,
We try not to, like
disturb,
encourage
yeah.
activity.
Yeah, yeah, we just let them do their thing and kind of we know they're here. I think they obviously know we're here, but they're just reliving. They're doing their own thing and nothing that we
The
feel
only thing that's a little weird sometimes, which hasn't happened lately, it's kind
those
of weird.
lights.
Yeah, there's like these little. I describe them as like pixie dust, like lights that just appear in the corner of the room every once in a while, and they're not orbs. They're not from.
And they do
anything
twinkle
reflecting.
like pixie
And then
dust or
they
something.
disappear.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
completely disappear, and you don't see them for like a few hours,
yeah.
and then, or maybe even a few days,
Mhm.
and then they're back, and we can't explain where they're coming from or what
Yeah.
they are. But
Yeah.
I've only ever seen it in this house.
Yeah, in that room.
Yeah.
In the living room. Yeah.
Well, sometimes in my bedroom.
Oh, have you seen it in your bedroom too?
Every once in a while, in the one corner, it just twinkle, twinkle, gone.
Interesting. I talk to whoever's here all the time. Okay, I read. Yeah, was he attached to the land, the home, something you bought in? I would be looking into that. I'm gonna see. We are you talking about um like for B squared? Yeah, I would. That's why I was wondering. Didn't she say or that they did find out? Geez, I mean, pretty soon it was hopping.
We found out who they.
Yeah, who was encouraged him to go to the light. Yeah, talking to B. That's what I thought. So, what did you find out about it, B squared? I think that's what Dusty was wondering too. Did you like? Is it tied to the land, tied to the house, tied to your family? Like, what did you find out about it?
There was something that messed with my covers in our old house, but I don't think it was a kid.
The same as in our bedroom too, but I think it was Kingy jumping up on the bed. I don't know, but the one, well, I don't know.
Well, mine wasn't an animal. I know that because it literally pulled the sheets off me.
Yeah, well, ours was, I felt Kingy's nose rub against my leg, but one time though, I felt like something grabbed my toe.
Yeah,
So that's King didn't have fingers, so there's no way that he grabbed.
he had no opposable thumbs.
I knew it was a young boy afterwards. I found his name written in crayon in a bathroom drawer. Then we met the neighbor behind us whose kids used to play with him and told us oh my,
Oh wow.
oh my. So did he live in so he was a neighborhood, a kid that was a neighbor to somebody that lived in the house, or he lived in that house?
His kids used to play with him, so he was probably a person of that house.
Probably. Wow. Holy crow.
That's crazy.
I think that's what, it's one thing if you see spirits or know that something's there, but when you know that it's a child, it's like when we went to Oakwood Cemetery, Hell's Gate, when we went to Pottersfield, the children's graveyard besides Pottersfield, and little Jimmy.
Mhm.
That was so sad 'cause he was only 4 years old.
Yeah.
It was sad. It's all, wow. It was funny because my mom didn't believe me, but we found the name Jonathan together. Then she learned that was the child who died. But that's a lot of parents won't believe when a kid tells them that, because a lot of kids, they see any kind of shadow and everything already. They're thinking it's something bad. But I think a lot of kids, I think more parents need, if a kid is very adamant about, hey, I'm seeing something, needed to say, okay, I'm going to have to check into this, because 9 times out of 10, kids are more intuitive to spirits and that than adults. So if they're telling you something like that, you pretty bank on that they're seeing something. Same as animals. If an animal starts acting weird, they're seeing something. So
Yeah, he lived in the house. And there was a gate connecting our yard to the neighbor's yard, but we didn't uncover it till a year later,
that is insane.
after Jonathan went into the light.
That is insane. I mean, I guess it's a good feeling knowing that they helped him cross over, but he probably just wanted people to know, hey, I'm here. He just wanted somebody that, I guess, gave that maybe motherly instinct back to him or something.
Speaking of those who are closer to 80s, 90s in age now, believe less. No one say they saw something and believe them and get as much info as they can.
I agree, Darcy. I agree and you're right. The older generation, I don't know if it's that they didn't believe or they just didn't want to believe.
I don't know. There's still some out there that believe and they will always believe. But
I think back when you go to somebody that's 80, 90, 70s, even, a lot of the people at that time, they kind of, I don't know if it's because of Salem and Christianity or what, but a lot of them they're programmed in the same as what we've had slack on, that if anything can't be explained, that it's paranormal or pertaining to the afterlife, spiritual, anything like that, they're programmed that it's not a good thing. It's always something bad. So I think a lot of them do actually believe, but they don't want anybody to know, and they try to discredit their kid automatically because that's how they were programmed. Hey, no, 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 we can't have you seeing this and talking about it because society isn't going to accept it.
No ghosts, no monsters.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. And that's a good thing, B squared. And that's what happened to a lot of us. I mean, what we've experienced, a lot of things that we've had happen somewhere along the line, like Abby's scratch that she had her arm.
A good question.
Okay.
Do you think when a kid has an imaginary friend that it may or may not be good?
I think in some cases, yeah, it can be.
Because I know well, usually on movies, when a kid has an imaginary friend, they've gone through something, and then they start talking to this thing.
In some
in a new
cases, I
house.
think, yeah. In some cases, I think, yeah. In some cases, I think it's just they create an imagination. But in some cases, absolutely. Yeah, I think there could be something. Absolutely. Yeah, I believe in that stuff.
What do you guys think?
Yep. Kids are discouraged from seeing things. It's true. Like as I said, especially in the older generation, because they were so programmed into thinking that anything like that was
The Fox sisters.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how they were. Like I said, I hate using the same word, but they were programmed to think like that, and and it just kind of gave a bad name. And anytime a parent then would have the kid would say, "Hey, mommy, hey, daddy, I'm seeing this or this is happening," right away they're oh, it's just a bad dream, or they try to dissuade from it.
He thinks it's a spirit guide who's come to help them deal with the trauma they've experienced.
It could be. It could be. That's I'm.
I know in most cases, like there won't be any sign of an imaginary friend, and then
And
they
then all
go
of a
through
sudden,
something
yep,
crazy, move into a new house, and they
yep,
start seeing or talking to this thing.
yep, yep, yep.
Because I know I've never had an imaginary friend. I mean, I've had childhood trauma, that's for
Yeah.
sure, but I've never
And
actually
neither
never
have
had
I.
an imaginary friend.
Neither have I. I mean, kids talk to themselves and stuff and that,
But
but
my guardian angel, I guess, has always been with me.
well, I guess they are though. Well, which we have pictures,
Pictures.
and that one picture in particular, you can almost look like wings, even like yeah.
Well, it's even like the one that me and Samantha took that one day. It looks like wings that are forming behind me, sorta.
Yeah, you're right, Dusty. They usually show up after trauma, like I don't know, almost like they're there as a protector for that child or something. And hopefully, in most cases, sometimes it's, I think, very rare it's something bad, but usually, you know, a lot of times kids go through divorce. I mean, the parents go through divorce when the kids are young, is what I'm trying to say. Young kids and their parents go through a divorce, that's traumatizing to them. Bullying, whatever the case, maybe something bad that they lost a parent in a car accident or what, something. And yeah, that I think there's going to be somebody over them to help them through. That's definitely not. I don't know. There are fakers in the past that make today's paranormal. Yeah, Linda, and that's where we've talked about that before. You're talking about this, like up here.
Yeah, look at how weird
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
It's not like a reflection. There was no cars.
yeah.
And that
That's
was,
inside of that tunnel.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then it's not there again.
Oh, that's somebody standing there. That's a person standing there.
Oh,
Feet, leg, torso, arm, head. Looks like there's a headband around.
oh,
Did you not see that?
not really.
Look, can you still frame that? Like,
I can't. I
look, we have,
ah, wait. Hold on.
look, looks like boots, feet.
Wait, hold on. Do you want like that?
Yeah, look, looks like bottom of the feet, leg, shirt, arm, face. Looks like there's a white headband, top of their hair, like maybe like a medical person or something. Like
Like an angel.
I don't know,
It
something,
might be an angel.
something up there. Do you see what I'm saying? That looks like the
That
arm.
looks like a coat or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a white, like almost like a
that.
medical or something. I don't know what that is, but that's what that looks like to me. That's pretty prevalent.
I never noticed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sorry, we're ignoring you guys. I'm sorry, but that's kind of incredible what she was just showing me there. The paranormal in what? Okay, let me go. Yeah, you're right there. She said it, Dusty. You are 100% correct. That was the same time everyone was discouraged to speak out about mental health too. Exactly. And even like with the jail. Look back in the time when the jail was built and that they didn't want to deal with mental patients, that they threw them down in the freaking dungeon
Yeah,
because they didn't want to deal with them.
it's really sad.
Yeah. And that happens in a lot of the sanatoriums and everything. Yeah, they're always going to be fakers, and it kind of you know it's getting to the point too where the debunkers and that are questioning everything everybody's doing because of the people that are obviously faking, and it's getting real ridiculous. Show Dusty the Amy name scratched onto Abby's arm. I don't know if I have that on my phone though. I think Abby has that on her phone. See, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, you're seeing what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
When you look at it more closely?
It's even got like a beard.
Yeah. It looked like somebody that was maybe in the medical field or something. I don't know. Maybe there was a bad accident and there was an EMT. Yeah.
Oh, that makes no sense with the headband.
Yeah, the doctor thing.
That has to be an old.
Well, yeah.
Like old.
Yeah.
But he's wearing like a coat. I wouldn't say like a doctor's coat.
That's
like
what it looks like to me, like a medical outfit. Let me see if I can find that picture here. I don't know if I have it because I think Abby has it on her phone. I don't know if she sent it to me.
I thought she did on Messenger.
On Messenger, let me check Messenger then. See, let me see. Because, yeah. Abby, let me see. Yeah, she did. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to, let me turn the brightness down again.
I'm frustrated when a ghost shows go right to demon or scary or something that is messed up. That has not been the case for me. I have been to many ghost hunts and have encountered only a few. Same. Yep.
Yeah. I know, Dusty, the ridiculous fake terror and everything is.
We don't really use the word demon. If there's something that's dark or we feel is kind of, feels like it's gonna hurt you, then we might.
In the sense of just bad and nasty, not
evil,
yeah.
But not like it's gonna possess you evil.
Okay, now I'm not sure if you can be able to see this first picture here, but you can see like an AW very, very, very faintly on her arm. It's when she first felt like a sensation of that. She said, "Mom, I scratched my arm." This is the before picture.
Do you have the after one too?
Yeah, I do. She said this is when she felt something. She scratched her arm and it started burning, but I don't know if I'm going to be able, if it's going to show. If you look real close, see, you can see a little bit there. I mean, it actually even had looked like it did have the tail on the thing, but to me at first it looked like it said AW, and then there's that line going down. And I thought, oh, Abby, why are you doing this? Why, it's not funny. Why are you catching your arm and trying to scare me? And then, let me see. Then when she came in the room to show me, it started turning real bright red, and it started getting darker almost to the point where it was bleeding, and it clearly turned into Amy, which you see it right there. I don't know if you can see. It's hard to see AM, and you can see Y. So that's kind of what she showed me, and it started getting. That's not even as dark as what it got that night. It got even darker than that, almost to the point where it looked like it was going to bleed. And then when she got up the next morning to go to school, it was completely gone. There was not even a mark on her arm. So that was kind of kind of crazy that had happened. And we can't explain that, but to make a long story short, we did find out that Amy somehow attached to Abby, told Abby that in her bedroom she apparently couldn't get along with her parents or something was going on, and she took her life in Abby's closet. And I don't think she meant to scratch Abby. I think she meant to get Abby's attention. And she was just kind of calling out for Abby for help. We think we helped her cross over, but we don't know. Abby still feels like she has Amy attached to her yet. That orphanage in Gettysburg, a lot of people have had encounters with children in that orphanage. And it's, you know, everybody that I know that's went to Gettysburg has come back with some kind of truly amazing story of something that they caught or something that happened to them. Does Abby think she's sensitive? She's beginning to think that she might be starting to be more sensitive because she said just recently she started having really vivid dreams about this girl, and she said her name is Amy, and she's telling her more and more about what led up to what happened. And that's why she thinks she does have the attachment, and that her dreams are getting more and more vivid, and they're getting longer. They're getting like wants to tell her whole story of what happened up to that point, what caused her to take her life. So, what are you looking for?
The picture of the wings behind me.
Do you still have that?
If you have it.
You have all my pictures on.
This is your Facebook.
Oh.
So yes, I do.
I did get all that shit off. I did start erasing all that shit, and I don't want it on there. I don't know why it's on there, because it shouldn't be on there. Every time I take a picture, it shouldn't automatically send it to Facebook, and I think that's
not what happened. It's anything that you share.
I didn't share 90% of that stuff. It was what I took snapshots of. All that stuff needs gone. I don't want none of that stuff on there. But anyhow, the story of Amy is sad, and it really is a moving story, because Abby's, I think that's part of the reason why Abby gets so, she doesn't get panic attacks or anxiety. She only had one ever in her lifetime, and it happened over at the jail. But she's kind of getting more, especially when she talks about Amy, she's starting to get more emotional when she has these vivid dreams or when she even talks about Amy. So it's kind of like Amy, for some reason, chose Abby, and she wants to tell her story. I don't know. She seems to think she still is attached to her, but we felt like we had her cross over too, but we don't know. We don't know. It's a lot of that stuff I deleted. I don't know how I literally went in and deleted it.
Baby Oreo.
Yeah. I was talking to Oreo down. I got to get rid of all that shit. I don't want none of that on there. But let me see. I save all my stuff via Amazon. I have Prime, and they offer the photo storage. I have to get some of but some of this stuff is just nonsense stuff. Why it's still on there now? Like, I do like my stuff when we went on vacations and everything, but there's a lot of stuff should not be on there that I don't know. Do you remember when I made those? Yes. Yeah, we made all those. We should make some of them again.
I think I have my Jigglypuff one still.
Yeah. I get creative every now and then. Mm, that's the little baby. So, but we've been on here to like wants to show a photo first. We just lost our internet again. Gabriella wants to show that photo first if she can find it. I usually have I use Walmart. I mean Walmart has where you can keep all your photos on there too.
Wow, look how young we were.
Yeah. I'd love that seat too at Brook Green Gardens. Um but what's the other one that too where you can put your storage? I know I don't want to use the cloud. I don't want to use that. I really don't like anything really involving Google if I don't have to use it. I don't know. Google is kind of invasive anymore too. Like, God, he's a big boy. He was a big boy. He was a big boy. I pee. But so we did a lot of the.
Oh no, I think that was the first one that we ever made.
See, I got that machine coming in where we can. What we're gonna do is we do all kinds of crafts and hi, babe. You just reached out for me again, baby. We do all kinds of crafts and everything, and I do a lot of looming and finger knitting and painting and stuff like that. But what I want to do is considering that we're back in PA now and we do have hard winters up here sometimes, I want to get and start knitting hat on scarf sets and just maybe start giving them out at the jail. And when people come in, hey, does anybody in your family need hats and scarves? I got some here for you to help people out. Yeah, I agree with see memories. I save everything, especially with kids. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You're asking Gabby for technical help. Oh, Linda, she's gonna get after you, I'm telling you. Yeah, see, I don't like it's the Gmail and the storage and that. I just don't like I don't use Gmail. I still got a freaking Hotmail account and I don't know, I just don't like it. Where at in PA are you from, Dusty? Dusty Crochet. I love that name.
Funny if he was around here.
Yeah.
He did say Dollar General is like great.
That was a thing.
That's He's talking about his wife.
Oh, okay. Home of the Little League World Series. Yeah, where at in PA are you from? Home of the Little, I don't know where the Little League World Series is at. I don't really pay too much attention to like, unfortunately, some sports. Williamsport, okay. We're from New Florence. Currently have 8 ferals in my backyard. Mom showed up with 3 kittens in May, then came back in July to have another litter. Holy moly. Well, they feel safe and comfortable at a place. They'll keep on coming back and keep on having their litters. I have a friend that lives in Evansburg, not too far from where the jail is, and feral cats keep on showing up at her back porch, and she feeds them and everything and that, and they keep on coming back every few months with new litters.
Oh man, it's nowhere. I scrolled the whole way down for nothing.
You know what? I might have that in that one, that box. Remember that had some of those old pictures of had me when I was a baby?
Yeah, but I'm for sure that you posted it somewhere.
I only got about 19,000 pictures on there and different albums on there. So if you did see it, it could be anywhere. But Yeah, we're gonna have to. She can't find that picture, but here we're over 2 hours. It's already 11:43 here. We're gonna have a long evening tomorrow because we got a bunch of um flashlight tours booked at the jail tomorrow night.
All the pictures of the inside of the house with North
And it's
Carolina.
funny because when you're scrolling, look at that. Does that look like somebody standing there? Right there, it sure looks.
That's a poster.
Well, but in one hallway in one of those, it had a picture of the guys in the gym with the yellow shirt and black or brown trunks on, which is kind of funny. Um, so working on it. So I've had cats all my life, but they're also the whole. Yeah, they are. Matter of fact, the one cat that we had was a feral cat, and that cat did not want to be inside whatsoever. It didn't, it was so used to being outside. We tried to have it as a house cat, but it did not want to be a house cat. Um,
Well,
I don't,
like Crowley.
yeah. That was a snake at first. Okay, well, I've said this 1,000 times. We've gone on over 2.5 hours. Dusty, it's real nice having you on our show here tonight. I know we kind of strayed away, and I need to get an Amazon parrot, Dusty. I want an Amazon parrot or a cockatoo. That's kind of hopefully they're going to outlive me though because I'm not young. But it was really, really nice seeing you on our show here tonight, and of course, all the regulars that come on B Squared, Linda. I think Eric probably already went to bed. Dylan's probably hovering still in the background because, of course, he's going to hover and stay up half the night talking to Gabriella, then get up and go to work the next day.
Yeah, he goes to sleep probably. He's probably gonna fall asleep as soon as I go up there.
Well, yeah, he needs to but we're gonna have a long night tomorrow night because, like I said, we have a bunch of flashlight tours scheduled. The first group, I think, it's either 7 or 8 people, which isn't too bad. But the second group that we have is 16 people. So keeping 16 people in an organized area so they're not wandering around, and that's kind of sometimes depending on their group. Most of them's pretty good for listening and staying, like we're saying, let's keep together as a group, don't wander off. But every now and then you'll get some that they just think they can go and wander and do their own thing. So we kind of have to go and retrieve them. And 16 is going to be, it's going to be a test for us tomorrow night. So, but with that being said, we want to thank everybody for showing up. Dusty, we are very, very pleased that you came on. Our shows aren't always like this all over the place. Well, sometimes, but it's nice having you on. Try to catch us again. I'm not sure what our next topic's going to be and when we're going to be on, but check us out. You're always welcome. You seem like a really, really wonderful, nice person. So, yeah. Oh, if you go on stonegel.com, if you go under the paranormal tab and check, you can book a flashlight tour, daylight tour. Not, we want to get rid of the daylight part because people don't understand. Daylight more or less just means that you're getting more of a historical flashlight. You're getting the basement and the dungeon included in on it. Yeah, she's going to put this on. She's going to put it up for you. She's putting the link right down for you there, Dusty.
I think I just.
But flashlight is all day long, but it includes the basement and the dungeon where it gets a little bit creepier. So it's called Stone Gel. the old Cambria County Jail. If you go on that, she just posted the website for you. If you go on there and check out the paranormal tab.
Get working spirits up too.
She's going to get all this information for you.
Cricket.
That cricket is always yapping out there. We gained another subscriber too.
Oh my gosh, the buttons.
The buttons. The buttons. The buttons. And she's going to put down, there's the link for our Lurking Spirits channel too, because we do have, besides this channel here, we are part of a paranormal investigating group. So, yeah, thank you, Linda. You already took care of that for us and that too. So, yeah, Williamsport, I've been there before. It's probably about 2 hours away. So but yeah, it's an interesting place. If you wanted to come check it out, just say, hey, I'm Dusty and I'm here to check it out. And we'll say, okay. So, but it was so nice having all of you on here. Y'all are always wonderful. Again, we're not sure if Gabriella ever stays home for more than a day or two. We will plan another one. Not sure what topic. Please, we've asked before, and we really would appreciate if there's something you really want us to touch base on and discuss. Please put in the comment or make like even.
And we'll write it down.
Yeah,
Write it down so we can remember, and then we'll discuss it in our next video.
Yeah, and we're open to pretty much discuss anything as long as it doesn't deal with religion or politics. We try to avoid those like the plague because we have very, very strong opinions on both of those, and we don't want to offend anyone.
Religion, politics, and the LGBT community.
Yeah. We don't judge people. We're pretty open-minded about a lot of things, so we just don't touch base on that because it's just asking for trouble. So, you've been very kind too, Dusty, and you've been had a lot of very, very cool things that you shared with us. So we thank you very, very, very much for that. And we look forward to seeing you on here again. So, see, I'm like you, B Squared. I never liked using laptops before either, but then I started getting used to them, and now I would prefer a laptop over.
The funny thing is, this is my gaming laptop, so it's really not even supposed to be used for this type of stuff. It's supposed to be used for games, but it worked well with everything. So
B Squared, I have a niece that lives in California. I can't remember where she lives at in California, but I do have a niece that lives in California, so I'll tell her to look you up. I'm sure she gets on. I don't know if she checks our channel out or not because she's busy. I mean, she's a world traveler too. She's been to Spain. She's been to North Korea, South Korea. Yeah, she's Australia. She's been everywhere.
Okay.
So, yeah, the mods I've got the best mods. I know. Hi, baby. I've got the best mods on here. They really look out for us, make sure everybody's behaving themselves. And you're friendly too, B Squared. I've got the best mods on here. Don't cut yourself short. You're friendly too. So, but we do have the best mods on here. And with that being said, we do have to call tonight because we're gonna have a long day tomorrow at the jail. So, Dusty, if you do get a chance to check it out, you can go on there. My number's on there, so you can text me if you have any issues with the site itself. But we would love to see you. Good night, all you guys, and thank you for joining us again. And we will update you. Make sure that you put down in there if there's a topic that you want us to discuss.
Yeah, real quickly before we leave, if there's a topic that anybody wants us to discuss, put it down in the comments so we can forget.
And with that being said, everybody knows that we usually start with the fun facts now. We usually end with a quote. My quote tonight seems a little bit appropriate with what we kind of left off on, and it's going to be from Sixth Sense. I see dead people. So, with that being said, stay tuned.
And peace out.
There you go. Night, everyone.
Night, guys.
Love ya. Bye.
All the love.
All the love.
Stay spooky.
Stay spooky. That's with our lurking spirits.
We could still say
We
it
can still say it.
because it's us.
Bye.